Hopefully you can see this. It's again a little addendum onto the last video. Basically, I just wanted to highlight that there can be two slightly different scenarios in terms of working out the mortgage repayments. The first one I've done with you, which is the one that is the same as the formula in the log tables. That is when your first payment back occurs one time frame or at the end of a time frame rather than at the start of the time frame that you got the loan. Okay, and that's what I did, so I'm not going to go through all that again effectively, but to remember that we worked out the equivalent repayments for each of them. So for the very first A, your present value for that A was A over 1 plus I, because it occurs at the end of the installment. Okay, you then subsequently worked out all your present values for all your other repayments. So the second one will be A over 1 plus I squared, and so on. And the final one would be A over 1 plus I to the power of n. You then worked out the sum of that series, the geometric series. But the A of your geometric series was A over 1 plus I. Now, I want to talk now about the other scenario, where your repayments occur at the start of the year. Okay, and if they occur at the start, there's a slight difference to the geometric series. And my worry would be that they would deliberately ask you that to check that you knew what you were doing, as opposed to deriving the formula that's in the log tables. So the only difference is if your repayments occur at the start of a time frame, then the present value of the first A that you pay is actually just A, because it isn't occurring at the end of a time frame, it's occurring at the very start. So its present value is A. The present value of the second payment will be A over 1 plus R, and so on. And the present value of the last one will be A over 1 plus R to the power of n minus 1. The only difference here then is that for your geometric series, in this situation, where the payments are at the start of a time frame, your A in your geometric series is capital A, and your R is still, 1 over R. 1 over 1 plus R. You are still multiplying by 1 over 1 plus R, so your R is the same. The only difference is that in this scenario, your A is capital A instead of in the first situation when your payments are at the end of a time frame. And when your payments are at the end of a time frame, then your first term in your series is A over 1 plus R. I or R, doesn't really matter. Okay? So hopefully that will make sense. Again, then your Sn is your A times 1 minus R to the power of n over 1 minus R. So again, just to be careful, that's A, it's no longer A over 1 plus R. Okay, and you'd be expected to probably tidy it up a bit. I'm happy to do that at a different time. Okay.